Hey Josh, welcome to the GAC RMHC Golf Classic. Just want to give you an opportunity here to view your swing at regular speed. We'll let that play on through. We'll put you back in your dress position, and we'll go ahead and take a look at a few things for you. So while we got you back here in your setup, let's first of all just take a look at your posture. So your spine's nice and straight and on a slight tilt. Legs come down into a nicely unlocked position. Arms hang down nice and naturally in front of you. Club works out to the ball. So you're achieving some pretty decent posture there in association with good balance. It looks pretty good. Let's go ahead at this point also take a look at your alignment. We can see your feet aiming a little too far left. Carry that out towards the intended target. Theoretically, your club face is supposed to run parallel to your feet, and parallel lines on camera would have an appearance of converging. So we can see in that scenario that we're set up over in this vicinity here. So you're probably accustomed to starting the ball out in that direction, but then obviously leaving the club face open and imparting some left to right spin and hitting some form of a fade or slice, because the club is going to be attacking the ball from out to in, and at that point in time, if you square the face up, it's going way left out towards the trees. But if you leave the face open, you will be able to fade the ball towards the intended target. And we'll be able to take a look at this in just a second here. Let's go ahead and do a little split screen comparison between you and Jordan Spieth. Got some color-coded lines on the screen just to use as a visual reference as it pertains to swing plane. First and foremost, we can see how different the alignment is, where the feet, the knees, the hips, the arms, and the shoulders, where they're going. So as we initiate our takeaway here, we simply want to turn our shoulders, draw our arms and hands back as well as the club. See the club coming back on plane directly along the red line. Through the early stages of the golf swing, we also want to incorporate some good wrist hinge into play, where we're going to transition the club head from below our hands now to being above our hands. We also want to work the golf club. We're actually missing one of the lines here. I'm not sure what happened. Let's take Jordan back down to address, and let me put up his shoulder plane line here. And actually, let me just not do that with an arrow. There we go. So once he gets the golf club back in this position where we were, I was just stating that we now have to take the golf club from red and take it up towards the blue-yellow V zone. When we finally set the club at the top of the backswing, we simply want to have our left arm and our club situated either on the yellow line, anywhere within this blue-yellow V zone, or even on blue itself, as we can see with Jordan Spieth here. We also want to create this motion about a stable right leg and complete our full shoulder rotation. We can see with you as you initiate your takeaway here, because you're set up open, likely we're going to see the club move a little outside. I'm not sure why that's moving so slow, so let me control that myself. So the club is definitely moving outside of your swing plane. You're turning your shoulders. Everything looks great relative to where you're aimed, but relative to where we want the ball to go, obviously the club is out of position. As we continue to turn here, we start to create some good wrist hinge into play, and working this golf club up to the top. And when we finally get set at the top of the backswing, let's just sort of take a look at where you are. So you obviously work yourself into a little bit of a steep position and end up standing up a little bit. So the arms get a little too steep. We stand up out of our posture a little, so a little bit disconnected up top there. As we go ahead and create our transition back into the ball, simply want to move our weight from our right foot to our left. We want to fire our knees and our hips to the target. We want to unwind our core, and we want to fire our hands. And in doing so, we want to make sure that we're bringing the golf club from this blue-yellow V zone, wherever we set the club, and bring it back down on top of red, which is where the club originated. And that's exactly what we can see here with Jordan Spieth. The golf club has returned back to being on plane. The other thing we want to observe at this stage of the golf swing is the relationship between the lead forearm and the golf club. Refer to this as the backwards check mark. Simply means the club head right now is remaining above and behind his hands coming into the hitting zone. This is what's going to allow him to create a lot of power in the golf swing, let alone his ability to hit the ball straight, due to the fact, again, that the club has returned back to plane, which is a main criteria in order to produce straight golf shots. Let's go ahead and watch your transition back in the ball from this steep position. We're obviously going to watch you probably come into the ball over the top and steep as well. And the hands are going to obviously influence the club moving to the outside here. So as we create this descending move, We can see here that the hands are coming a little bit over the top there. Obviously, again, that is going to have an influence on the club, and the club is going to start moving further and further out in front of you here. So at this point in time, we can just go ahead and track the club head, and we can see here that the club head is not returning back to plane. And as we go to the next frame, we're basically going to see that the club now has moved to here, and the next frame even further out in front. So if we go ahead and connect the dots, we can get a really good visual as to what that descending plane was and how steep it's coming into the golf ball, and therefore it's ultimately going to be attacking the ball from outside to inside. Again, we can see with Jordan Spieth here, the club has returned back to plane, and the golf club from here just simply tracks into the ball directly from this red line. And again, as I stated earlier, this is what allows us to hit a straight golf shot in accordance to our alignment. So at this point in time, we can go ahead and take a look at the pass of the club. We can see Jordan's club is inside the ball, expands out to make contact, moves through in a nice natural subtle arc. Your club is stuck outside the ball, dropping down and across to make contact. And again, when we swing the golf club on that path, obviously if we square the face to that path, we'll hit it nice and solid. The problem is the ball is going to go way left on us in the direction of where we're swinging and also the direction of where we're aiming. If you happen to release the club relative to the path, now we're in real big trouble where the ball is going to be a pull draw or pull hook. If we leave the club face a little bit open relative to the path, then we can block the ball hopefully towards our intended target. Obviously the ball has a little bit of left to right spin now, and we can hit this nice sort of little fading action that does find the center of the fairway. If we happen to leave the club face too open, then we end up blocking the ball too far right, incredibly, considering we're swinging way to the left. Therefore, the face had to be wide open. That's going to impart a ton of left to right spin, and we end up hitting a block slice. So the end result of your golf shot is dictated based on the timing of the club face, due to the fact that the golf club is attacking the ball from outside here and striking the ball and moving to the inside. If we square the face up, it follows red. Under release, the club follows blue. And if we time it okay, it'll follow yellow, and the golf shot will turn out. As we carry through here, let's just see how you do with your motion through to the finish. That's pretty good. You get up on your toe, your right foot. We get the weight on the left side, so that looks really, really good right there. Overall, you got some nice athletic qualities with respect to your golf swing. Your hands come back. They fire through great. Your core works well. You coil, you uncoil. You've got great footwork that allows you to get through to a good finish. Unfortunately, we're aiming way left. At that point in time, when we swing through into the ball from out to in, we now have to compensate and leave the face open to obviously hit some form of a block fade and hopefully find the intended target. Again, like I said, if we over-release the club with this kind of swing, the ball's going way left, and if we under-release it, it's going too far right. Okay? Anyways, at any point in time you ever want to work on any of these aspects of your golf swing, I'm located at Glen Abbey in Oakville. Be happy to structure a program for you. Also, if you're involved with any golf tournaments at all and you guys are looking for a unique gift to provide to your guests, touch base and I'll be happy to discuss my swing analysis services. Anyways, I hope you had a fantastic day, and I hope you enjoyed getting an opportunity to see your swing on video.